The space station Nova 7 floated silently above the glowing clouds of the gas giant. Valora Ix. Its silver surface shimmered under the light of two nearby suns. Inside its thousands of metal corridors, humans and aliens from dozens of worlds lived together, studying, trading, and learning about each other. Among them was Ethan Ward, a 26-year-old human engineer from Earth. He had arrived only a week ago, eager to start his new job in the Galactic Exchange Program, a special project where humans could live and work with other species to build friendship across the stars. Ethan was excited but also nervous. Everything was new faces, new customs, new smells, and new foods. He was still trying to learn which buttons not to press on the station's control panels. But the most surprising thing for him came one quiet evening when he received a message on his datapad. Notice, new roommate assigned, Valari species, arrival. 1900 hours. Ethan frowned. Valari? He muttered. He quickly searched the species in the station's database. The Valari were described as peaceful, intelligent beings known for their shimmering blue skin and glowing light markings that changed with their emotions. They were also famous for their empathy. They could sense and share feelings with others. Ethan looked at the screen and sighed. Okay, he said to himself. Don't mess this up. Just be polite, don't stare, and don't say anything dumb. He spent the next hour cleaning his small living quarters, a simple room with 2 beds, a shared kitchen corner, and a big viewing window showing the endless stars. He even wiped the table twice and hid his pile of tools under the bed. At exactly 1900 hours, the door slid open with a soft hiss. Standing there was the most graceful being Ethan had ever seen. She was tall, slim, and her skin shimmered like smooth sapphire. Faint glowing lines ran across her arms and cheeks, pulsing slowly like waves of light. Her eyes were large and silver, calm yet filled with a quiet strength. Her hair, if it could be called that, looked like a soft flow of glowing threads that moved with the air. Hello, she said softly through her translator. Her voice was calm and melodic. I am Lyra of Valora. Ethan blinked. Hi, I'm Ethan. Welcome to our room. She tilted her head slightly. Thank you, Ethan of Earth. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The silence wasn't uncomfortable, just strange. Ethan scratched his head, unsure what to say. Lyra placed her small silver bag on the floor and looked around the room carefully. This place is functional, she said, her translator pausing slightly as it processed her words. Efficient design, Ethan chuckled. Yeah, it's not fancy, but it's home. Lyra nodded once. I will not disturb your space. The first few hours together were a little awkward. Ethan tried to start a few conversations, but Lyra answered with short, calm sentences. She moved quietly, almost floating when she walked. She seemed gentle, but distant, like someone always listening to something beyond normal hearing. When she sat by the window, the soft glow from her skin reflected against the glass. Ethan couldn't help but glance at her. Sometimes she looked almost unreal, but he quickly looked away each time, afraid she might notice. After dinner, she spoke suddenly. Your planet, Earth, I have studied it. It is full of storms, life, and sound. Ethan smiled. Yeah, it's noisy, that's for sure. Where I'm from, you can hear cars, birds, and people all at once. It's never quiet. Lyra turned her gaze toward him. That sounds alive. Ethan nodded. Yeah, I guess it is. That night, while he lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling, Ethan thought about his new roommate. Lyra seemed so calm, almost too calm, like someone hiding 1,000 thoughts. He wondered what it was like to feel the emotions of others like she did. Would that be comforting or overwhelming? The next few days passed peacefully. Ethan worked in the engineering section, repairing drones and adjusting the station's oxygen filters. When he came back, Lyra was often meditating by the window or writing glowing symbols on her datapad. One evening, Ethan found her looking troubled. The light patterns on her skin flickered faster than usual. Everything okay? He asked. She hesitated. I feel changes. The cycles are shifting. Ethan didn't understand. Cycles. Lyra looked at him, her glowing eyes soft but serious. Our species lives by natural energy cycles from our homeworld. When Valora's twin suns align, it awakens. Instincts within us. Ethan nodded slowly. Like a seasonal thing? Yes, she said quietly. A seasonal thing? She didn't explain more, and Ethan didn't push. He respected her space. Still, he couldn't help but notice her glow grew brighter over the next few days. Then one morning, the calm rhythm of the station broke. A voice came through the intercom. Attention all residents. Due to solar activity from Valora X, transport systems will be offline. All personnel are to remain in quarters until further notice. Estimated duration? 72 hours. Ethan frowned. A lockdown? Lyra's markings dimmed slightly. Solar flares. They disrupt the magnetic field. It is safer to remain here, Ethan sighed. So we're stuck here. Great. For the first time, he saw Lyra smile faintly. Perhaps. It is not so bad, she said softly. The first few hours of lockdown were fine. Ethan worked on a few small engineering projects, while Lyra prepared her soft glowing tea. But by the second day, something began to change. Lyra became quieter. She spent long hours staring at the glowing clouds outside. Her breathing was deeper, slower. Her markings pulsed in a rhythm Ethan hadn't seen before, soft waves of gold and blue. When he asked if she was feeling sick, she shook her head but didn't speak. At night, Ethan woke up to faint humming. Lyra was standing near the window, her hands pressed to the glass, eyes closed. The hum was low and melodic, almost like a song from another world. He sat up. Lyra, you okay? She turned slowly. Her eyes glowed faintly in the dark. It is difficult, she whispered. The season is here. My body remembers home. My heart feels too much. Ethan stood up, unsure what to do. Do you need help? Lyra looked down, ashamed. No, it is my burden. I will control it. But Ethan didn't walk away. He gently pulled a chair near her. You don't have to be alone, you know? We're stuck here together. Maybe I can help, Lyra blinked. The glow on her arms softened slightly. You wish to help a Valari in mating season? She asked, puzzled. Ethan raised both hands quickly. Not like that. I mean, Yul can just be here, talk with you, keep your mind off. Whatever this is. Lyra tilted her head, and then, to his surprise, she laughed a soft musical sound that filled the small room. Humans are strange, she said warmly, but kind. They sat together for hours after that, talking quietly. Lyra explained that during this time, Valari emotions became stronger. They felt memories and empathy more deeply. Some even fell into a kind of trance, connected to everything around them. Ethan listened carefully. He told her stories about Earth, about rainy days, old songs, and sunsets by the ocean. Lyra seemed fascinated by the idea of an entire sky changing color every evening at some point. Her glow softened until it was just a faint shimmer. Your words calm me, she whispered. Ethan smiled. Then I'll keep talking. When she finally rested, Ethan stayed awake a while longer. He looked out at the glowing planet below, wondering what kind of world Lyra came from. Maybe this strange season wasn't just about instinct. It was about connection, emotion, and trust. He realized then that, despite all their differences, they shared something simple: the wish not to be alone. On the final day of lockdown, the station trembled slightly as the solar storm reached its peak. The lights flickered, and for a moment, everything went dark. Ethan heard Lyra gasp softly. The sudden silence pressed against them. Then in the darkness, her body began to glow brighter, filling the room with a gentle blue light. Lyra, Ethan whispered. She turned toward him, her light reflecting in his eyes. I can sense your fear, she said softly. But do not worry. The storm will pass. Her voice, calm and musical, somehow made his heart steady. When the power returned, Lyra looked tired but peaceful. She gave Ethan a small smile. You stayed by my side through the cycle, she said. That is rare. Ethan shrugged modestly. Hey, we're roommates. It's what we do. But deep inside, both of them knew something had quietly changed during those 3 days, something neither of them fully understood yet. Lyra's markings glowed once more. Not from instinct this time, but from warmth. And as Ethan sat beside her, watching the stars beyond the window, he realized that being trapped on Nova 7 wasn't so bad after all. It was the beginning of an unexpected connection, one that would soon lead them both towards something far greater than either had imagined. The solar flare that had caused the lockdown finally faded, and the hum of Nova 7 returned to its usual rhythm. Lights flickered back on in corridors, automated drones whirred past. The faint hiss of airlocks punctuated the silence. Ethan had expected the unusual tension with Lyra to disappear once the storm passed. He thought that perhaps her strange behavior during the Volari cycle was a temporary challenge, like a strong emotion or a fever. But he quickly discovered he was wrong. That morning, when he opened the door to their shared room, Lyra was already awake. She stood by the window, her glowing markings dim but still pulsing in soft patterns. Her expression was distant, almost sad. "Good morning," Ethan said softly, stepping inside. "Sleep well?" Lyra turned her head, her silver eyes meeting his. "Rest was fragmented," she admitted. "The cycle continues. My instincts remain active. It is harder to control now." Ethan swallowed. "Do you want to talk about it?" She shook her head gently. "Words cannot fully explain, but perhaps we can try." Ethan nodded, settling into his chair. "I'm listening." For the next few hours, they sat together as Lyra explained more about her species. Ethan listened carefully, fascinated by the complexity of Volari life. "The cycle is not like humans' emotions," she said, tracing a glowing finger along the edge of the table. "It is stronger, deeper. It is a connection to our homeworld, to the suns, to the energy of the universe itself. When the cycle reaches its peak, our bodies and minds remember what it is to be one with all living things." Ethan frowned. "So it's like a spiritual thing?" "Yes," Lyra replied. "But it also makes us sensitive, not just to others of our kind, but to all living beings nearby. I can feel your emotions, Ethan, and they affect me." Ethan felt his cheeks heat up. "I hope I'm not too strong." She gave a small smile. "Your presence is comforting. Do not worry." As the day progressed, Ethan noticed subtle changes. Lyra's glow would brighten whenever he spoke, even about small things like fixing a drone or organizing tools. Her movements were slower, more deliberate, as if every step required conscious thought. She tried to focus on her research projects, but her attention wandered. She would stare at Ethan while he worked, studying the way he concentrated, or how he smiled when he solved a problem. Ethan caught her watching him several times, and each time he felt a strange warmth, a mix of curiosity and pride. By mid-afternoon, the station's automated systems experienced a minor technical failure, a flickering in the lights, and a small power drop. Ethan immediately grabbed his toolkit. "Do you need help?" Lyra asked, stepping closer. Ethan shook his head. "No, I got this. But you can watch." Lyra floated closer, her glowing markings creating soft light around her. Her eyes followed his hands as he worked with the wires. She hummed quietly, a soft vibration that Ethan felt in his chest. "Do Volari hum often?" he asked nervously. Lyra's glow pulsed softly. "Yes, it helps to focus, and it can calm others nearby. It is a natural rhythm." Ethan nodded. "Well, it's working. I feel calmer." As the hours passed, the two became more comfortable around each other. Ethan began sharing stories of Earth, how he used to climb trees as a child, how he loved thunderstorms, and how he would sit by the ocean for hours just watching the waves. Lyra listened intently, her glow flickering with subtle colors he had never seen before, soft amber and violet waves that seemed to respond to his words. "When you speak of your planet," she said finally, "I can almost see it in my mind. The wind on your face, the rain on your skin. Your life is very different, yet beautiful." Ethan felt his heart race. "I guess it is, but it's also chaotic. Sometimes I wonder how you aliens live so." calmly. Lyra tilted her head. We have our cycles. They teach patience and connection. Humans, you teach yourselves lessons through struggle. Both ways are valuable. Her words made Ethan pause. He'd never thought of it like that. He realized that despite their differences, both species were striving for balance in life, just in very different ways. Later that evening, as the twin suns dipped below the horizon of Valora Ix, the station's lights dimmed automatically. Ethan was adjusting a small power relay when he noticed Lyra standing by the window again. She was glowing softly, her light now blending blues and greens with faint streaks of gold. Her posture seemed tense. Lyra, he asked gently. She turned to him. The energy is stronger now. I feel it in every fiber of my being. The instinct to connect, to unify. It is growing, Ethan swallowed. I don't know what I can do to help, but I want to. Lyra paused, then she stepped closer, her hands hovering near his. You can listen. You can stay. That is enough. He nodded. I'm here. For the first time, Lyra allowed herself to rest her glowing hands lightly on the edge of the table near him. They didn't touch directly, but the proximity created a subtle resonance. He felt a soft hum in his chest, and Lyra's markings flickered faster. What is happening? Ethan asked. The cycle is. It's making me sensitive, she admitted. Your emotions, your calm, they resonate with mine. This is part of the process. It's part of what connects us to each other, even across species. Ethan felt a strange thrill. So, we're connected. Lyra's glow dimmed slightly, like she was blushing. In a way, a small connection, but it is unusual and delicate. Over the next day, the emotional connection between them grew stronger. Ethan realized that when he stayed near Lyra, he felt calmer, clearer, even happier. He could sense her focus and her quiet joy in the small things, like watching a tiny repair drone fly successfully or reading a light pattern on her data pad. Lyra, in turn, seemed soothed by Ethan's presence. Her cycle was intense, but she didn't panic. The usual restlessness of Valari mating season was tempered by his calm energy. She laughed softly when he made jokes about Earth food or humans' obsession with gravity boots. By the evening, Ethan and Lyra found themselves sitting together in the room, facing the vast window that looked out onto Valora Ix. The gas giant's clouds shimmered in shades of green, gold, and violet. Lyra's glow matched the colors outside, creating a surreal reflection in the glass. Your planet, Earth, she said after a pause, is very different. But I think I understand your people a little better now. You are resilient, curious, and kind. Ethan smiled. Thanks. I think Valari are amazing too. So graceful, so strong, and really beautiful. Lyra's light flickered warmly. Your words, they comfort me. Humans, you have a way of being. Sincere, that is. Rare. Ethan chuckled nervously. I guess I'm lucky you think so. Try not to mess up around new roommates. She laughed softly, and the sound hummed through the room. Ethan realized that it wasn't just her voice that calmed him. It was her very presence, her gentle rhythm, and the subtle energy she radiated as the night deepened. A new challenge arose. A minor station malfunction caused the gravity in their room to fluctuate slightly, just enough to make small objects drift upward. Ethan floated to catch his datapad while Lyra's glow expanded around her like a soft shield, stabilizing the air currents. Wow, Ethan said, steadying himself. You're like a natural force field. Lyra smiled faintly. It is instinctive. During this cycle, my energy flows outward. It can affect nearby matter. Ethan nodded, impressed. I guess I should be careful not to bump into you too hard, then. She laughed softly, her glow pulsing. Perhaps, but your presence, steady. It is helpful. For the first time, Ethan noticed a deep admiration forming inside him. He respected Lyra not just for her beauty, but for her patience, her strength, and the way she controlled her instincts despite their intensity. Lyra, in turn, felt something unusual. She had experienced the cycle with many Valari, but never had a connection like this with someone so different, yet so understanding. The human's calm energy resonated with her own, creating a bond she could not easily describe. As dawn approached, they both sat by the window, silent. The twin suns were rising, casting golden light over the clouds. Lyra's glow dimmed, but remained warm, like embers in a fire. "Ethan," she said softly, "this connection, it is unusual. I have never felt it with another being outside my species. I am grateful for your presence." Ethan smiled, feeling a gentle warmth in his chest. "Lyra, I don't fully understand it either, but I'm glad we're stuck here together." Her glow pulsed with a soft blue wave, a silent affirmation. For a moment neither spoke, just watched the swirling clouds of Valora the Ninth together, as two beings from different worlds learning to understand one another. It was clear to both of them that this bond, born in unusual circumstances, was only the beginning, and neither of them could have predicted just how deep it would grow in the days to come. The days after the solar flare passed on Nova 7 brought a quiet normalcy to the space station. The corridors buzzed with routine repair drones hummed. Oxygen filters whirred and humans and aliens alike moved between laboratories and quarters. But for Ethan Ward and Lyra, life had subtly changed. Their bond, born out of the stress of lockdown and the intensity of the Valari cycle, continued to deepen. Every shared glance, every simple conversation carried a weight of unspoken understanding. That morning, Ethan awoke to the soft glow of Lyra's markings. She was sitting cross-legged on her bed, eyes closed, hands resting lightly on her knees. Her glow shifted in gentle waves of blue and green. "Good morning," Ethan whispered, careful not to disturb her. Lyra opened her eyes slowly, her gaze soft. "Good morning, Ethan. I hope you slept well." "I did," he said. "Better than I expected." She tilted her head, curious. "Better? Because of my presence?" Ethan felt a warmth in his chest. "Maybe. You have a calming effect. It's unusual, but nice." Lyra's glow brightened slightly. "Humans, you are more sensitive than I realized. You feel things I did not expect." They laughed quietly together, a sound that was almost musical in the small room. It was a sound that, over time, had come to mean trust and friendship. Unexpected challenge, the station's daily routines continued. But Nova 7 had other plans. A minor asteroid storm was approaching Valora X's orbit, all triggering temporary station-wide alerts. "All personnel," the intercom announced, "please secure your modules. Expect light gravitational turbulence for the next 3 hours." Ethan groaned. Great, just when things were going smoothly. Lyra's glow shifted into a soft golden hue. "This will test your steadiness," she said softly. Ethan raised an eyebrow. "Mine or yours?" "Both," she replied, smiling faintly. "The cycle is waning, but residual energy remains. You may feel unexpected sensations." When the asteroid fragments brushed past the station, lights flickered, and gravity subtly shifted. Ethan floated slightly as he tried to stabilize a loose tool panel. Lyra moved effortlessly beside him, her glowing hands creating a faint energy field that gently stabilized the room. "You make it look easy," Ethan said. Lyra's smile was modest. "It is instinctive. Yet your steadiness complements it. We work well together." For the first time, Ethan realized something profound. Their connection was more than emotional. It was almost like a synchronization of mind and body. Each complemented the other's strengths. Shared memories after the asteroid storm passed. Ethan and Lyra retreated to their usual spot by the window. The gas giant's swirling clouds reflected a dazzling array of colors, casting soft light across their small room. Lyra's glow dimmed to a gentle pulse as she spoke. "Ethan, may I share something unusual?" "Of course," he said. She placed her hands lightly near his, not touching, but close enough that a subtle resonance connected them. "During the cycle, our minds can synchronize. We share not only feelings, but sometimes memories, emotions that are tied to our past experiences." Ethan blinked. "You mean, I could feel your memories?" Lyra nodded. "If you allow it." Curious, he nodded. "I trust you." Slowly, the room filled with a soft, glowing hum. Ethan felt his consciousness ripple as flashes of Lyra's life passed through him. Flying through the crystal forests of Valora X as a child, chasing soft streams of energy, feeling the warmth of twin suns on her skin. The images were fleeting, like dreams, but full of vivid color and emotion. When it ended, Ethan gasped softly. "That was incredible. I think I understand you better now." Lyra's glow pulsed softly in response. "And you, Ethan, you are different from anyone I've ever met. Your mind is clear, patient, and gentle." Ethan smiled. "Thanks, I feel closer to you now, too." The ritual a few days later. Lyra invited Ethan to observe a small Volari ritual. She explained that it was part of how bonded pairs celebrate understanding and trust. They entered a quiet chamber on the station, a room filled with soft crystals that reflected the station's light, creating a sparkling ambiance. Lyra's glow brightened, filling the chamber with gentle hues of blue, green, and gold. She gestured for Ethan to sit beside her. "This ritual is usually performed with another Volari," she said softly. "But I wish for you to participate. Not to replace, but to share." Ethan hesitated. "Me? I don't know the steps." Lyra shook her head. "No steps. Only presence. Only honesty," he nodded, taking a deep breath. Sitting beside her, he let the soft vibrations of her glow wash over him. Ethan realized that he could feel the rhythm of her heartbeat through the subtle resonance of her markings. He felt calm, balanced, and even inspired. "Close your eyes," Lyra whispered. "Focus on the light. Feel it, not just see it." Ethan obeyed. Slowly, he felt a sense of unity, not only with Lyra, but with the room, the station, and even the swirling clouds outside. It was as if the energy around them was alive, flowing in harmony with their emotions. When the ritual ended, Ethan opened his eyes to see Lyra smiling gently, her glow soft and steady. "You adapted quickly," she said. Ethan laughed softly. "I think I just tried really hard not to mess up." Lyra's laugh was musical, soft, and warm. "You did not just try. You succeeded. Humans, you are capable of great understanding." A growing friendship the following week passed in a blend of work and quiet moments together. Ethan continued to repair drones and maintain the station's systems, often with Lyra observing or assisting. She would hum softly while he worked, and he felt calmer than he had in months. One evening, Ethan noticed something extraordinary. Lyra's glow pulsed with colors he had never seen before, deep violet with streaks of gold. He asked her about it. "This is gratitude and admiration," she explained softly, "for your patience, your honesty, and your presence." Ethan's heart warmed. "Wow, I didn't realize I could inspire colors." Lyra tilted her head, her glow dimming slightly in amusement. "Not intentionally, but it happens when your energy resonates with mine. It is rare and beautiful." Ethan chuckled, feeling a mix of pride and humility. "Well, I'll take it." They continued to share small stories, laugh quietly at minor mistakes, and support each other in daily tasks. Ethan found himself anticipating her presence, enjoying her calm energy and subtle humor. Lyra, in turn, found comfort and stability she had never experienced with another being outside her species, facing departure. The Galactic Exchange Program announced that Ethan would have the opportunity to return to Earth after 6 months. The thought of leaving Lyra unsettled him more than he expected. When he told her, she paused. Her glow dimmed to soft blue. "I understand," she said softly, "but your presence has been important, perhaps. The bond we share does not need to end, even if distance grows." Ethan shook his head. "I don't want to be far from you. I've never felt this kind of connection before." Lyra's glow pulsed warmly. "Then perhaps, stay. There is work that needs both our strengths and companionship is valuable, even for humans and Volari alike." Ethan's heart raced. "You mean I can stay here? With you?" She nodded softly. "Yes, our connection is unusual, but it is real, and I wish to explore it further." Quiet resolution, Ethan chose to remain on Nova 7. Work continued, but every task was easier with Lyra by his side. They laughed, learned, and shared quiet moments in the room with the vast window overlooking Valora Ikes. One evening, as twin suns dipped below the horizon, Lyra's glow filled the room with gentle waves of green and gold. Ethan stood beside her, watching the colors dance across her skin. "Lyra," he said quietly, "I don't know what the future holds, but I'm glad we're connected. Somehow, across species, across worlds." "It feels right," Lyra turned to him, eyes glowing softly. "Ethan, you have taught me something rare. That trust, understanding, and presence can overcome differences. That bonds can form, even in unexpected ways." Ethan smiled, feeling the warmth of her words. "Then, I guess, we just keep learning. Together," she nodded. "Together." For a long moment they stood quietly, hands almost touching, lights softly pulsing around them. Outside the window, Valora Ix's clouds swirled in magnificent colors, mirroring the bond now firmly established between a human and a Vaer. In the vast galaxy, nothing else mattered at that moment. They had found friendship, understanding, and something deeper proof that even across species, connection was possible. And perhaps in that silent, glowing room, two very different beings had discovered that the universe was just a little smaller and a little warmer than they had ever imagined.